minus 10 minutes. Minus 9 minutes. Minus 8 minutes. Minus 7 minutes. Stand by. T-minus 10 minutes.
Hey everybody, we're having a couple of little minor technical difficulties tonight, so I apologize. I actually dropped the controller and ended up goofing up my settings, and for whatever reason the chat doesn't work. Stream Elements has done some stuff with the chat bot that is fucking with the chat, so I will troubleshoot that tomorrow. However, we're going to have a little bit of fun tonight. Big one is tomorrow night, I would say. We had a request, actually, for Fighters Mega Mix, and the request was that I get Mr. Meat, as known in the English version, and I guess Candy, who is also known in the English version, but it's Honey in the Japanese version, and Mr. Meat is known by a different name in the Japanese version, and I am too lazy to look it up. I think it's Kiru or Miku or something, I don't remember. But anyway, tonight I was in the mood for sushi. However, I was too lazy, I should say, to go to the restaurant to get some sushi. I didn't feel like gas station sushi, and I did not feel like making my own sushi, despite having all the materials and ingredients needed to make it. So, it seemed apropos to get to the next best thing and basically play a fighting fish. So, if you can't eat fish and you're frustrated because you can't eat fish, then at least we can be fighting fish. I am actually going to turn this down, which I can't do because I don't know where the... Yeah, we're really batting 1,000 tonight by the looks of it. Here we go. Watch me accidentally turn off the TV or knock everything over. I just don't want to have stuff in the headset. I had everything ready to go. There we go. That's okay. That's fine. It's all for fun anyhow. At least that is what I keep telling myself. Alright, let's give this a shot. I have not ever played this game before. Not once. So we are going to try arcade mode. So apparently with this, I get to be a fighting fish. This is really strange. I am also, given that we are dealing with technical issues, making sure I am in focus. And I apparently... I am in focus, I think so. Could probably be a little bit more in focus. There we go. Now we're in focus. I guess it got a little tired of me waiting, so that's fine. So... Which... I assume... I'm just sort of trying to figure out the fighting mechanics, and I am trying to figure out... I'm actually trying to figure out who I am. As weird as that sounds. I'm assuming I'm... Weird, very weird mechanics. Interesting though. I'm just sort of trying to figure out... So you can actually get knocked off of your... You can actually get knocked off the dragon. That's kind of interesting. I'm actually trying to... Okay, so I'm pretty sure I'm the green guy. It's a little weird. I'm going to end it, and then I'm going to try it again. Because the game got impatient with me and decided that it was going to figure out who I was going to be. Okay, I'll be the magician with the big tits. I don't know why this always needs to be a thing in Japanese games, but sure, why not? So I can jump. I wonder if I can jump and take hers. I wonder if I can take, or his, I should say. So this is interesting. You can actually get, you can jump. I don't know if you can jump and take your opponent's mount, shall we say. Okay, so I won that one. At least I know who I am now. Some games get impatient if you take too long, particularly in the arcade. It's like, I took my quarter, fuck you, you can hurry up and decide. This one seems like it might be a bit of a button masher. I don't know. Oh, this is interesting. So if you use the left and right triggers, you can change your position on the screen. Which is interesting. A lot of other fighters don't let you do that. I don't really know what you would call this. This is actually pretty interesting. Actually, it's very interesting. It's actually very interesting. I'm just going to check something real quick here. Yeah, we're good. I was just being extra careful in terms of making sure, because I didn't have quite enough time to do, and I was all ready to go, and then I dropped my controller, so that's okay. It is a little weird. It is a little confusing being on the other side of the screen. It's an interesting game, so basically, I don't know if these are supposed to be fish, or dragons, or what the fuck you want to call it. So I am a purple witch, extremely well endowed purple witch, on a fish shooting hearts at some guy. Okay, so if you get knocked off your mount, I guess you I don't know whether to call it a fish or a dragon or a, I don't know. Honestly, this whole game seems like the brainchild of a bad trip after a night at Red Lobster. Okay, so I need to make sure that I don't get knocked out or off my steed. And I also need to remember that I can... you know what? I'm going to just... Okay. I guess I should have done that earlier than that. Actually, what I'm really interested to play is Savaki. Which is supposedly very realistic and has a number of fighting styles in it. Okay, so I won that one. Rule number 1, try not to get knocked off your horse, fish, dragon thing. This is really weird. I wonder if you can jump. Well, I died, but I'm wondering if you can jump on the opponent's mount. I gotta stop hitting the pause button. We'll give it another go. Here's again with the press start button. Start button is pause. There we go. There's another win. This game is very strange. By the way, if I sound a little funny when I'm talking tonight, I mean, as opposed to usual, I'm just kind of getting over a cold. So I'm a little groggy. It's at the end of it, pretty much, but at least it's not a flu this time. It usually seems to be a flu that gets me. Big tough guy, you know, doesn't take much to knock him off of his, well, at least that's a dragon. At least I know what that is. He's throwing dog shit at me. Stuff. Stuff that failed quality control at I have to be honest, this is very, very strange. And she's on a, I don't know what the hell that is, a catfish in the most literal sense. Very, very weird. So this guy's a dragon master and he has a blue dragon. I'm back to shooting hearts at a dude on a dragon. That's not weird at all. And he has a sword and then I'm trying to get back on my pink. I don't know what the fuck you call it. This game is very weird. Yet I still beat him. I beat him. That was the end of him. Yeah, you're not so tough. Note to self, don't shit talk when you're getting your ass kicked. Sage advice. This guy does not do well with hearts. Okay. Well, we'll keep trying. This is different. Very, very strange. Well, that's the end of that. You will never see this kind of game made in North America. Too bad, because I think it's kind of cool to have this crazy, wacky that was quick. That wasn't very nice. Come on, character dude. It's really weird that you can kind of get on the other side of the screen. It is a little disconcerting. I mean, these guys don't like hearts. I would say that this also is not a technical fighter. I would say this is a button masher. It's generally not a good sign when you hit the... I mean, this is fun. I mean, it's not... I don't think it's... The other night when I did a live stream of the Sailor Moon game, that was just bad. no thought put into it. This kind of game is kind of like Fighting Vipers almost, where yes, it is a button masher, but it's not totally and completely random. Whoever's faster gets the end result, shall we say. So it's not too bad. I wouldn't say it's a technical fighter. Like, in my opinion anyway, I wouldn't say. But, I mean, granted, there's only so much of an AI that you're going to have in 1995 or 1996 or whenever it was that this game came out. But you should not be able to just use the same attack on an opponent again and again and again and again and again and have it work. At some point, the other characters should learn from it and do something else, which they generally will do in Virtua Fighter. They'll do. Like, see, I've done that. Now he's starting to figure it out. And to be honest, like I say, I've never played this game before, so I don't know what the combos are, if any. And I don't know what... I mean, I won that one, but all I was doing was hitting a bunch of buttons hoping something would stick. Which it did, but winning is always nice, but it's a little nicer when you win and you know what you did. All I know is this guy doesn't like hearts. There's another guy that doesn't like hearts, so I don't really know what to make of that, but I'm going to try a couple more of these, I should say, and then we'll move on to Savaki, because I've actually been wanting to try that for quite some time, and then depending on how I feel, I will play something else. I might try and play... I may or may not try and play Stellar Assault. Try and play Fight Stick. Garnick. This guy in a pickle factory or what? Garnick pickles. Ooh, that didn't go very well, did it? Yeah, I'll continue. I'll do two or three more of this, and then I'll move on. I think we have a pretty good idea what this is all about. Two more. We'll do two more. Two more and see how it goes. That's one of two, and then we'll do one more, and then we'll move on to Savaki. That in. But I wouldn't say my ability playing Dead or Alive is really translating all that well to this. It is interesting though. You know what would be cool is if they had a fighting game that was almost like a medieval times where you were on horseback and you had to joust. And then if you got knocked off the horse, then you had to do hand-to-hand combat or sword or whatever, like the stage show. I think that would be very cool. I don't know if anybody's made a game of it, but I think it would be a cool one. That would also be a very cool VR game where you're a knight and then you're sort of on the horse and then you've got the one more, and then I think we'll... I know I keep saying one more, but... Get back on the pink fish, dolphin, whatever the fuck it is thing. Ow. Maybe I should have switched while I was still winning. Ah, screw it. One more. Let's see if we can finish this with a win. Because I was doing pretty good so far. Pretty good, pretty well. Words not wording. I don't know. Be Knight. Die, Sir Knight, on your bucky, fuzzy fish from hell. Okay. I think we have a pretty good idea of what goes on there. So we'll take a quick break and then we'll move on to Savaki. All right, everybody, we're back. By the way, I wanted to take the opportunity to welcome a couple of our new subscribers. Reeler09 is one of them, and I'm just kind of going to look at the ticker here because I want to give credit to the new subscribers that we have. I don't know if it happened during this particular broadcast, but it did happen in the middle, so I'm just going to wait for the tickers because I like to give credit where credit's due. I'm also excited to play this game. I've actually been trying to hunt it down for quite some time, actually. I'm pretty chuffed. Yeah, so this was not an easy one to find either. This is quite rare. And, you know, what's interesting about this game is it apparently has real fighting styles in it. Now, I can't speak for every fighting style there is, but I can certainly speak to the ones that I train in real life. And ones that some of my friends do. I really want to give credit where credit's due. I should have a better short-term memory, shouldn't I? I should do a lot of things. Okay, here we go. So, new subscribers. So, you know, yeah, so Lewis Smith, new subscriber in the last couple of days. Welcome. Reeler09, Hector Aguilar, Yvonne, and Basil Farron was there before, but yeah, 3 new subscribers, so thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Now, let's try Savaki. Entry fighting. Practice Savaki, that seems good. Variety of characters that have bad hair. Just one woman, huh? God, that guy looks creepy. That's interesting. I'll have to ask Master Miller and Master Kim if these forms look good. My form doesn't look very good because I got my ass kicked. No pumsai for me. Okay, I think, get out of my face. How do you block? There we go. Does not let you do anything when you're being hit, so surely there's a way to block. Can I block? Okay, well I know how to do a jab. Ooh, okay, that's nice. Nice kick. Can I do a crescent kick? I learned very quickly with Taekwondo guys to respect the kick. A buddy of mine is a Taekwondo black belt, and he joined us at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and not surprisingly, yep, completely different. Surely there is a way to block in this. Like, how can you... I like the forms, I like how good everything looks, but you have to be able to block. Like, this guy's pounding me, and I can't... There's no block, there's no... Like, you have to have a way to block. Okay, so B appears to be an uppercut. Kicks don't work well. So that seems to work. So it seems like controlling the distance is kind of the way to go here. I don't like the fact that you cannot block, or at least I haven't figured out how to block, because I don't actually know what the controls are. I'm not going to continue this one. I'm going to try something else. Not another game, but I want to try. I want to see what other fighting forms there are in this game. Well, yeah, the game is over. I fucking let it run. Okay. Can I... Oh, this is interesting. So it lets me change. As much as I respect boxers, Jeet Kune-do. Be interesting. Bruce Lee's again, don't know how. If I go down, I need to avoid these kicks. So I need to get in close. And obviously in boxing you can't kick. I wonder if there's any grappling in here. It would be cool if there's some jiu-jitsu or Greco-Roman wrestling. That'd be cool if we could. You know, you don't actually see a whole lot of. You don't tend to see a whole lot of grappling in games. You know, it's interesting because the mechanics are actually quite realistic. The only thing that I don't like is you can't block, or at least I haven't figured out how to block. But it's pretty much the kind of bullshit that you're gonna find. So Z is a jab, a right jab. Y is a left jab, or B is a front left jab. And he can kick, so I gotta get in close with this guy. Because as soon as I start not controlling the distance and getting distance, then he can kick and I can't get in. Boxing lose. Not exactly so. So I need to... Can I jump? I assume not. Okay, so I need to get in. Okay, now we controlling the distance. The only thing is, if you're doing this sort of MMA type thing, it's interesting doing this. Hey, I wonder what happens if you take. Can you duck? You should be able to duck. Should be able to duck. Okay, that's interesting. I can do small kicks. I didn't know that was legal in boxing. It probably isn't. Cannot do much. Controlling distance. This is actually pretty interesting. Ow. God, I do better at my 6 a.m. jiu-jitsu class than this. Ow. It's realistic, though. It's realistic. I will give it that. It's. They've obviously done some. Well, I'm not going to continue. I'm going to try some other fighting styles. It's neat that they have different fighting styles in here. I'm actually really curious what fighting styles they have. I think that'd be very cool. looks like Pavel. Big Russian dude. There we go. Come on, you want a piece of me? And again, you can't block. Punch, goddammit. So when the other guy's executing, you can't. That's a little weird. Or I might be doing something wrong, which I fully admit. The AI for this is pretty good, though. The only thing I don't like is that when you're trying, like, in real life, you're not just going to sit there and get hit and get hit and get hit. You're going to try something. It might not work, but it's not going to shut down the buttons. Is I punch. Don't just sit there. See, I'm hitting buttons. It's not doing nothing. Now it is. If he's doing multiple punches, I can't respond. It's getting a little better. But when you have an opponent that's taking a bunch of other shit, then you can't. This is actually pretty interesting. I want to spend more time playing this. I do not like that you can't block. You should be able to do a form of active blocking. You should be able to do, because this is, I can tell from how they're moving. Like this looks like Okinawan karate here. I'm going to continue that one. This is very interesting. So his block, he's blocking really well. He knows when to block. My only complaint is that you can't do anything a lot of the time when another character is, or when your opponent, I should say, is pummeling you. You should be able to do. I like the fact that when I go and do a kick, he does a block. And he's doing different kinds of kicks depending on the type of block that I'm doing, which I think is extremely cool. Actually, this is very cool. If we're being honest, I am absolutely going to be spending more time on this. Because much like real martial arts, you're controlling distance. And the only thing, like I say, and I keep repeating myself here, is I can't, there's no active block. And when another character is getting you, a lot of the time it just is like, doesn't let you do stuff. Sometimes it does. Again, I might be doing something wrong because I've never played this before. But I can tell you from my time on the mats, this is very realistic in a lot of ways. I am actually quite impressed. In fact, I'm so impressed. Like these blocks, like Sensei does this, and it's like ha ha ha. And here we go. This is, see, here we go. Look, I'm trying to do shit, and it wasn't working, and he was just going pummel, pummel, pummel. I should be able to try stuff. See, nothing's working. Kick, punch, whatever. He's just punching, 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 and I can't do anything. That would not happen in real life. I should be able to, it might not necessarily work, but I should basically not be frozen like somebody's put a date rape drug in my coffee. But the animations and the mechanics and how he's blocking my kicks and how he's essentially doing forms of holds and things like that. That's very realistic. But I don't like that I'm hitting stuff and it just ignores it. I don't like that. If you're going to lose fair and square. If you're going to lose fair and square. But don't make me take 10, 15 hits and then just completely shut down any possibility of controls. Let me make the decisions for my controls and let me attempt kicks, punches, blocks, holds, whatever, and have me lose on my own volition. Now, what I do like, the other thing that I like about this, which is very realistic, is he's waiting for me to come in. So he is attempting to control the distance, which I think is very interesting and in many ways very realistic. I almost won that one. Almost won that one. I'm going to continue this. It's interesting because you don't usually get this kind of thing. See, punch, and my controls are frozen out. I have to wait for him to complete his moves before I can even do anything. That's not fair. Like, that's not fair. In real life, you can try something and then you can lose legitimately. But in real life, I can try stuff even if it doesn't work, right? I might be submitted, I might have all kinds of things, but I can try to hook something, I can try and block. And right now, punch, look. Now, notice it doesn't let me do anything until he's finished. See, watch. See, so he's already knocked me down, and he's done a KO. Now, I almost won one, and I will certainly get better. And I like how what is a little odd is he going to follow? Okay, that's interesting. So as far as their AI or programming or whatever you want to call it, there's almost a kill zone. And I can't get out of that kill zone. See, it's doing it again. They really need to have a block. You have to have a block. You can't claim that you have a realistic fighting system if you do not have a block. That's very, very important. I mean, he's shielding his face. See, look, see? Now I'm getting stuff. Punch. Locking out my controls. Like, it's not cool. Can I jump? Can I do any flying kicks? No. See, again, he's just punching, and he's not doing anything. I can't. Yeah. We'll try 2 or 3 more and then we'll move on to, I feel like flying through space. Again, punch. Can't get anything. There we go. Okay, so punch, up, block. And again, we're running into the same fucking problem again, where you cannot do anything. It just locks out your controls. Punch, block, do something, you dip. Do something. Thank you. Fuck off. Like, just as soon as he hits and hits and hits and hits, can't do anything. Yeah, controls aren't working, complete lockout. I'm gonna quit while I'm mad. Fuck that. We're gonna move, I think we're gonna play, some SS, whatever. Alright, I've been actually wanting to play this for a while. This is Stellar Assault SS. And I never... The only thing I don't know how to... Yeah. Is it gonna let me bypass any of this? I guess not. 紛争の絶えなかった我々を一つにまとめてくれたのは皮肉な幸運と言えるかもしれません。Don't really want to watch all this, but 残骸などから彼らに対する調査を開始しましたが、父として進みませんでした。彼らの機体には理解装置が組み込まれており、ほとんど調べることができなかったからです。そして2年後に2度目の接触があり、彼らの正体は依然謎に包まれたままです。しかし必ず再接触があることを確信していた我々は星を挙げて協力し合い、彼らに I guess it's gonna sit and make me watch all this shit. 吸収された前回の接触でさえわずかな被害で済んだのですから、この時はより簡単に撃退できると思われます。 cool screen, but I don't want to watch a movie. I want to play and blow shit up. Blah 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 blah. A lot of fucking blah blah blah, man. Yes, yes, we are galactic destruction and whatnot. I want to play. I want to play. See, I hold control stick. I hit button. Button do nothing. This button do nothing. That button do nothing. This button do nothing. I just want to play the fucking game.
今回彼らの技術は一部で我々を凌駕しています。我々の科学文明は前回の接触により協調が強まり、さらなる進歩を遂げたというのに、今度こそ撃退できる確信はありません。彼らはなぜ2年周期で攻撃してくるのでしょう。一体どこからやってくるのでしょう。そして彼らは何者なのでしょう。
Thank you. Okay, is this not working? Oh, now it's working, I think. Okay, there's something weird going on here. I don't know what's... Hang on, I'm gonna see if I can figure out why this isn't working. My controls are not working for reasons that I don't quite understand. Hang on. Alright, well that's disappointing. I cannot seem to figure out why it's not working with my flight stick, but it does seem to respond to my controller. So for now, we'll just play it with the controller. I don't know why it's being like that. So what we'll do is we'll just start on it, and then I'm going to try and figure out what the fuck is going on with it. That's actually a real piss off. So we'll do a quickie with this, and then we'll... That's really disappointing. Well, I guess while I'm waiting for this cutscene to go through, I'll see if I can figure out why it's not working. That really sucks.
しかし、3度目の接触をしてきた敵軍は、母星である第3惑星の公転軌道の少し内側に出現。いくつかの分隊に分かれ、内惑星系に分散してしまいました。しかも、迅速に母星への攻撃拠点を設置、隕石落としを開始したのです。連邦宇宙軍は全速で引き返していますが、到着する前に母星は隕石により致命的なダメージを負うことになるでしょう。そこで我々に白羽の矢が立てられたのです。各国の精鋭を集い、母星の第一衛星上にて準備を進めていた統合宇宙軍に。
I'm really batting 1,000 right now with technical problems tonight. Okay, hang on a second, guys. I'm gonna try something.
T-minus 10 minutes.
Alright everybody, I am not having a good night technically. There is apparently a way that I have to set this up to go with my flight stick. And I think my initial idea of doing this, I'm gonna normal, reverse, normal. I don't know. You know what I'm gonna do, guys? I think, what's trace? Optional trace play. I don't know what that is. I'm not having a good night technically, guys. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna leave it. And now the controller I have is not. Oh, now it is. I'm gonna try this mission, and then I think I'm just gonna leave it for tonight, and I'm gonna see if we can figure out what I can do with this, and I'll try and get it working. It's being frankly, it's being a bit of a dick, and I should have probably thought about this before I went on, but I'll probably leave it. I'm also annoyed the chat isn't working. Not trying to whine about shit, but the other thing is it would be really nice to be able to bypass these, like they're as obnoxious as Square is, where they do not let you bypass the cutscenes unless you've already played it. And this is not something that I really want to contend with right now.
各機指定のスキャンポイントまで移動し、スキャンを行ってください。ただし、緊急時に速やかに対処できるよう、スキャン中はサポートデバイスを分離します。
Well, while I'm waiting for it to let me play with the normal controller, I may as well keep looking up what I can do with the mission stick. Oh, now I can start. It looks like other people are having difficulty with the mission stick. I'm not sure why it's being The stick is detachable. It can be used on the left or the right side. Yeah, that's fine. Very strange. Very, very strange. You know what? I'm not going to make you guys wait while I figure this stuff out. I think what I'm going to do is, because this is pissing me off, because all the technical shit is getting on my nerves, I'm going to play one mission of this, just with the controller, and then I'm going to get my head back in the game here, and then I'm going to try get everything working for tomorrow. And I think I'm just sort of distracted today. There's a lot going on. This is pretty cool, though. So we'll consider this maybe a a mission for tomorrow. And I just saw my I just saw this do something weird in the streaming. Not having a good night, technically, it doesn't look like. I definitely need to get this working with the mission stick. This is not something that's gonna... Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna leave it at that for tonight. I'm obviously having technical issues that are getting on my nerves. And so what I'm gonna do, let's roll the credits here. It seems like an appropriate thing to do. And you know, I think we'll just do that. The credit's gonna work for me. Some days you get the bear, and other days the bear gets you. Well, thanks for those of you that did wind up coming in tonight. I appreciate it. It was going off pretty well, and then I dropped the controller, and it was all downhill from there. But tomorrow we'll get all this bullshit figured out, and because I have not had this before, and then we'll go from there. So tomorrow I'm going to start with Fighters Mega Mix because we have a special request, and I promised this person in the comments section that I was going to do this for a while, and basically he wanted me to play as Blue Honey in the Japanese version of Fighters Mega Mix versus Mr. Meat. So I'm actually going to do that tomorrow. I actually spent most of today just making sure everything was unlocked. It's kind of interesting. You have to turn on your Saturn 30 times in order to... You have to turn it on. You turn on your Saturn 30 times in order for it to work, and then you hit, I think it's X, X on one of the characters, and then Mr. Meat shows up. And then for Candy, that's pretty easy. All you really have to do is just beat it in A mode, basically the trial mode. And then once you finish that, then you get the extra costumes. So it's pretty simple stuff. So yeah, anyway, if you can deal with that shit show of tonight, if you haven't already, please do subscribe. I'll be back tomorrow night and we'll do this properly and see if I can figure out what's going on with my Saturn mission stick, because I am really disappointed. I was really hoping it would play, and maybe the chat will work too, because right now tonight is just bullshit. And the other thing I noticed too is it went to black a couple of times, so maybe tonight is not working for me, but that's okay. We'll do this again tomorrow, and I'll make sure everything is fine and dandy. So, good night to all of you, and I will see you all tomorrow.